Okay, this is going to be page 471, number 25. And it says that the sum of the first three terms of an arithmetic sequence is 24, and the product of those three terms is 312. That's the end of my page. What is the fourth term of the sequence? So, when I approach this problem here is I'm going to first discuss what these term 1, term 2, and term 3 are, and then we can discuss where we're going to go from there. So term 1, that's straightforward. According to our notation, that's going to be A. Term 2, because it's arithmetic, we know that's going to be A plus D. Term 3 would then be A plus 2D. So we're going to substitute those in to both of these equations here. So when we sub it into the sum here, then we're going to get A plus D plus A plus 2D, because these values are going to go in to term 1, term 2, term 3. A1, this is term 1, term 2, term 3, and that's going to be equal to 24. So when we collect up like terms here, we're going to get 3a plus 3d equals 24. That simplifies to a plus d equals 8. Now, that's interesting, a plus d equals 8, because that is what we already know to be term 2. So, going over here, we are going to write this product out, a times a plus d times a plus 2d equals 312. And we're going to do a couple of different things here. The first thing we're going to do is we know that a plus d equals 8. So we're going to sub that in. Just straight ahead, that's 8. So we're going to have a times 8 times a plus 2d equals 312. Dividing both sides by 8, we're going to get and we're going to do, so divide both sides by 8. This side over here is going to be 39. Now I'm going to do a couple of different things here, but I guess I'll do them slowly. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say that's a. I divided the 8 out, so we don't have that anymore. But a plus 2d is actually equal to a plus d plus d. So what we're going to do with that is, well, I'm going to do a couple of things here. So over here, if a plus d equals 8, then a equals 8 minus d. So I'm going to sub that in for this a. So I'm going to get a minus d. Now, in this bracket here, I've got a plus d. A plus d, as we know, is equal to 8. So this is actually going to be 8 plus d equals 39. Now this right here, we have our binomial conjugates. That is going to expand to a difference of squares. We'll get 64 minus d squared equals 39. Manipulating this equation around, we'll get d squared equals 25, or d equals plus minus 5. So d equals plus or minus 5 allows us for some interesting thinking that's going to come up here. Now, we know that T2, according to this right here, is 8. But we have two possibilities for D. So that means we're going to consider what if D were 5 and what if D were negative 5. Now, in both of these cases here, term 2 is the same. It's 8. We know that. But term 1 can take different values. If D is 5, then A is going to be 3. If D was negative 5, then this is going to be 13. That means term 3 will be, if I add 5 to this, I'll get 13. If I subtract 5 to this, I'll get 3. So you sort of see here that if d is positive 5 or if d is negative 5, I get the same three terms for my first three terms, which is important because they need to still add up to 24 and still multiply together to give me 312. That's key. The question ultimately is, what's the fourth term? The fourth term will then be, well, I'm going to add another 5 to this, I'll get 18. Or I'll subtract another 5 from this and get negative 2. And that's the answer. The fourth term is either 18 or negative 2. Thank you.